Well, guess what? We are about to help you make it your time today on Be All You Can Be with the Catalyst Lanre Olusola. We're talking about productivity. How about that? Welcome to the studio, Lanre.
Hey, Chris Drazer. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Fantastic. Today we're talking secrets of productivity, part 1, part 2, how does sex help your productivity? So you don't want to touch that dial. You don't want to take your radio off this channel, the Beat 99.9 FM. And we've got an incredible guest today. His name is Mr. Productivity. Productivity coach, Remi Dairo. How are you today?
I'm cool.
Welcome to Be All You Can Be with the Catalyst.
So excited to be here. Well done, guys.
Fantastic. So today we're talking about the secrets of productivity.
Yeah.
Because you're called me, why you call Mr. Productivity self?
Productivity is my passion. You know, I am so passionate about productivity. I've worked in the private sector. I've seen a lot of things there. I've also worked in the public sector, and I discovered that the problem of an average African man is productivity, which is the expectation of the creation. I mean, the creator himself. You know, every man have the capacity to produce, but the question is, how do I produce? What do I produce? What do I give back and all that? So
hold it there. I mean, you're going back to the beginning, and we are talking about the creator. You say that the expectation of the creator is productivity. What do you mean by that?
All right. I mean, I don't want to begin to quote the Bible or quote the Quran here.
No, you can't.
I can do that.
Of course. This is Be All You Can Be. We deal with spiritual, emotional, psychological, intellectual, and physical stuff. Everything they hear.
That's awesome. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, the scripture says, be fruitful. Be fruitful means be productive.
Really?
Exactly. And it's not a commandment, it's an expectation. Because in the preceding verse, it said, and God blessed them. There was first a blessing. There was first a loading. There was first, a lot of investment into man. And then God said, be fruitful. Give me fruit of the seed I put inside of you. So there wouldn't have been an expectation of fruitfulness if there had not been, an investment of seed or seeds. So the capacity of man is to produce.
Wow. The very first thing that we're learning from productivity coach Remi Dairo is that productivity is the expectation of your creator. Exactly. And so he has sown those seeds into you. And you need to take the personal responsibility to let those seeds germinate and produce a harvest. So what is the definition of productivity then?
Productivity in a technical term is the result you get in line with the with investment that are our tools given to you to make it happen, which is called the input in line. I mean the output in line with the input. Therefore, when you check your productivity, we check what has been given to you. The level of the input will determine how we rate your output. Some have enough input and they are not producing. I mean, their output is very less, so they are not productive.
Wow. So you're saying that productivity is a combination. Well, the expectation of productivity is your output. But you cannot just look at output alone. You've got to look at the input. Exactly. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you?
What do you have?
What do you have? What resources do you have at your disposal? Right. And for some people, they have the resources,
yes,
but they don't know.
For
some people, they have resources. They are looking for other people's resources. So talk to us about this input. What are the components of the inputs that you look out for in productivity?
Three dimensions. Number one input is what you carry yourself, the potential, the internal input that the creator has already put in there. Every man has that, and that's why you see you see that a lame or a cripple, a blind, they perform and they brought gold to this country. Wow. Why? Because there's something inside of them. So their productivity was not tied to what they do not have. It is what they have that they used. So the first thing is potential, is the strength, and all the things that a baby was born with.
Wow.
From the creator is the first potential.
So we're saying that number one input component in productivity terms is your inner resources, your gifts, your talent, your passion, your natural abilities, your strengths. And so what is the next thing?
The next thing is now what you find around you. Now the environment is, has been created for our productivity. And I say this, Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yes, Nigeria is.
I beg you, people out there are saying, Remi Dairo, what are you talking? You are saying that this country is created for your own productivity.
I tell you. I did a message one time. I said the productivity capacity of Nigeria. Even Nigeria cannot even see it.
What is the productivity capacity in this country?
If you start that, we can't even finish it.
Really?
But number one is our number.
Human resource.
The population of this country is the capacity of Nigeria's potential resources for productivity. And that's why I say Chinese people run into Nigeria.
Everybody, Indians
run here.
People, Americans.
If you go to the airport, you see the blacks running out of the country and see the whites coming into the country.
Because we have it here.
We have it.
And they say that we're the biggest market in Africa.
In the world.
They say that 1 out of every 5 or 4 black men is Nigerian.
Exactly.
1 out of every 3 African is Nigerian.
Yes.
So we have that.
We have that
number of people.
We have the manpower.
We have it.
We have the manpower, definitely.
I was about organizing the National Productivity Summit, and I'm bringing the first productivity experts in the world. I think I was excited to come to Nigeria. I was shocked because they've not been to Africa. So if you talk about Africa, Nigeria is number 1. We have the number. We have the challenges of Nigeria as an opportunity for the productivity of an average Nigerian.
Wow. So first of all, look within.
Exactly.
Then you look without. No. So what productivity coaches say is that there's a reason why you were born into Nigeria. There's a reason why you were born in a time like this, and there is a solution that you were born to be. So there are many problems out here. There are many problems in Nigeria. You are a solution to one of the problems. So a relationship between you and your environment is part of the things that create your output. But if you do not know what you are loaded with and the resources you have, if you do not honor it, if you do not develop it, if you do not engage it, and if you do not appreciate your environment and take cognizance of the opportunities that lie within this environment, you would never be able to become productivity.
Exactly.
Chris, you were going to say
Oh
something?
yeah, I was going to tell, or should I say ask Remi. I've come across people who evaluate productivity with gratification and satisfaction.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not satisfied, if there's no gratification, then you're not productive, basically. That's what some people think.
Gratification would only be applicable when somebody is paying you for what you are doing. But sometimes, it is the lowest ebb of productivity because I'm giving something that will perform well. But if you are working from the angle of fulfilling purpose, your gratification every day you're going to the bed is, wow, I'm able to do this today. I've added value to life. I've done what I'm born to do. That is the highest level of gratification.
You're bringing me into the Maslow's hierarchy of things. You're saying that at the bottom of the pyramid is, your money issues, money, eating, clothing. So if you focus on that, you're operating at the lowest level of life.
Yeah.
But at the highest level on the pyramid is transcendency,
exactly.
where you help other people fulfill their destiny and achieve their dreams.
That's the highest level of gratification. At that level, you are not expecting anybody to pay you anything. Your productivity is optimum, and you are happy. Other people are happy, and you are making more life more better. At that level, wow, you are just on the top of the world.
So basically, that's like self-satisfaction.
Exactly.
That's fulfillment. That's accomplishment. That's satisfaction.
Look at Mother Teresa. Who could have paid her for what she had done for the world? Look at Mandela, and did only one term, become the president of the nation that he fought for 27 years. That is another level. How much will you pay him?
So Remi, what you are saying is for you to become optimum in productivity, you've got to focus on fulfilling purpose, and ultimately you have to live for transcendency. Don't seek productivity because of money. Seek productivity to fulfill your mandate and to actualize and to live the greatest reward on earth, which is fulfillment and accomplishment.
But let me quickly add something. People say, if I'm fulfilling my purpose, who will pay me? If I'm fulfilling my purpose, how will I eat? How will I take care? I will kill myself because I fulfill purpose. But you know what? When you are in the center of your purpose, creativity pops up. Innovation, ideas that the world is waiting for begin to come up from there. People like Bill Gates were not creating software to eat. They were having fun. They were doing something, exploring something, and then something came up. people like Steve Jobs. He was kicked out. He came back in. He was just living his life. He was just in the flow, like you always say. And then from there things began to come alive. So people will only pay higher premium for a product that comes out of that level of productivity.
The beauty about productivity and being a solution and adding value and living your purpose is that people don't pay for products or services, people pay for solutions. The reason why you buy Panadol is because Panadol consistently has a reputation for solving your headache.
Yeah.
So if you focus on solving problems, you are innovative about packaging it well and presenting it well. You know where the problem is, you know who has the problem, and you have packaged your solution in such an incredible way, people will pay for it. I've got a quick question, on Twitter. It's saying that we're talking about environment. Is the environment just about the mind? And so I want to answer that question. You see, when we talk in neuroscience and psychology terms, when we talk about environment, we're saying everything outside of your conscious mind is your environment.
Exactly.
So your body outside of your conscious mind, your physiology, are you physically fit? Because if you're not physically fit, you cannot be productive. If you're not psychologically fit, you cannot be productive. If you think negative and you don't have a positive attitude, you can't be productive. If you do not see opportunities around you, you cannot be productive. If you blame other people for where you are, you cannot be productive. People around you are also part of your environment. The places you go, the things that you do, your country, your state, your local government, all of these things are part of your environment. So I define environment as every single thing that is outside of your conscious mind. That is your environment. And your environment influences your behavior. Your behavior influences your capabilities. Your capability influences your beliefs and your values. Your beliefs and your values, they influence your sense of identity. And your sense of identity is very, very critical. And that influences your achievement and your productivity.
Yes, you're welcome to Be All You Can Be. Who are we speaking with?
My name is Mark Wani. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay. Welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Hi Mark, how you doing?
Very much. So this is Lanre Olusola.
This is Lanre Olusola, and you're on to Be All You Can Be.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say, I appreciate the words you always bring to the table. It's phenomenal.
Wow. Thank you.
And it's really transformational, and I really appreciate what you. The question I would like to ask is, how do you remain productive when in a team where you are the one taking the forefront and no one is really motivating your quest to stay productive?
Is it like when you're a department head?
Absolutely.
Oh wow, so that's a fantastic question.
Well, what steps would you take to ensure that your level of productiveness does not go hindered?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Productivity. I'll go after you.
All right. The first question is, what are you doing? What are you doing there? Why are you at work? Why are you in that department? Sometimes we are in the department because we just want the cash, or we want the money, we want the pay. So when we get to a point where nobody's appreciating you or they're not motivating you, then it's a drop, because you are not born to do that. But in a case where you know exactly the purpose of where you're in the office, or the purpose of what you're doing, and it's aligned with the corporate purpose, then even if there's no motivation initially, you keep on moving. And then someone that will motivate you might come along the way, or might not even come. But from there, a spark of creativity or innovation comes from there that takes to the next level. But let me quickly say this: every labor has profit. Even if nobody's motivating you or paying you, the universe have a way of paying you for every labor, for every contribution you make to life. That's a universe, and I don't say God.
That's very powerful. You've got to look at internal motivation. There are two sources of motivation. There are some people that are internally motivated and some people that are externally motivated. Now, when you find your place of calling, when you find your natural habitat, when you have discovered that solution that you are born to be, and you are providing that solution in the place of the problem, you will be internally motivated and you will not need any external motivation. And that internal motivation and power, passion, power, and drive is what provokes other people to be motivated and to start to follow you to actualize your solution. So just keep on keeping on, like I keep saying. If you are there for the right reason, and the solution is who you are, and you are in that problem, and you are solving that problem, and you are passionate about it, and you are internally motivated, the external motivation of validation will come.
Exactly.
But always note that you're not doing things for people. And people will never make you happy. Neither will anything make you happy. When you find happiness is when you have found your flow. And what is your flow? Your flow is when you have an alignment between who you are, what you do, the solution you were born to be, the activation of your gifts, your talents, and your potential. And you are doing it on a daily basis and giving your all to it. You have found your flow. And your flow releases the power of creativity and innovation. And constantly you would find out that, new ideas and new solutions will be birthed through you.
I have a couple of messages right here.
All right, let's read it out.
I have OLCA is asking that you finish with the components of productivity, and I got your message right here. Remi from Ipaja, he also said, he added that people are not productive to themselves. How do you expect them to be productive, and help other people, basically?
If you're not productive for yourself, you cannot help anybody else. So the very first thing is, what are you living for? In fact, let me change that question. What are you dying for? Because you are dying every day anyway. So the question is, what are you dying for? What is the essence of your life? What is the essence for your living? Do you wake up every day just to eat? There's got to be more to life than that. And so you find out that what is Nigeria? Nigeria is a combination of you and I. And if you and I are not productive, Nigeria is not productive. So we should stop pointing fingers at government or our environment. In our own sphere of endeavor, in our own sphere of influence, are we productive? Are we the most productive that we can be? We need to take personal responsibility for our own personal productivity. And as we become productive, the people around us that we influence will become productive. And before we say Jack Robinson, Nigeria becomes productive. But I want us to talk about something that is very, very sweet. How does sex affect productivity? I'm sure people out there want to hear.
One of the most powerful things that the Creator has created is sex for our productivity.
Wow. Tell us about it.
Okay, I'll just mention 3, and then I'll water the appetite of our listeners so that they can go to the Facebook or to the Twitter, and then follow us up and then see what we've done over the past few weeks. Now, researchers have done a very great work and discovered that there's a particular hormone called serotonin released during sex. This particular hormone helps to improve brain and helps human being to work smart. It helps smartness of the brain. So when this hormone is released, that's the body of man begins to turn towards smartness, towards thinking smart, towards creativity. It's the same hormone that helps in creativity. So at that point, that hormone is there, created. But the question is, are you going in there to make use of that hormone for your productivity?
Wow, so the very first benefit of sex as it relates to productivity is the release of serotonin,
yes,
which is a hormone that provokes
think
creativity,
faster, exactly.
helps you think better, helps you think faster.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this world where everything is microwave, where everything is sharp, fast, you need that hormone. But you see, the truth of the matter is also we're not telling you that you want to be having sex with any and everybody.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you should be promiscuous, because that also has its own effect on a lack of productivity.
Exactly.
If you focus all your energies on having sex, you realize that time is money. That you have spent all your time and you have released too much serotonin into your system, and it becomes a toxin. It now begins to shut your mind down. And with multiple partners, that's very, very dangerous for you. So what's the second thing?
The second one is called endorphins.
Endorphins.
Yeah. Endorphins is another hormone released during sex that produces happiness. Now, when two lovers meet, there's a kind of feeling that I've not felt before, that they say, is that endorphin that was produced. That endorphin helps you to feel happy, and at that point you can hit a very a tasky, a project, or you can go and do that thing you have been waiting for that has been making you to look dull and you've not been doing it. If you go straight to do that job at that time, you get it right.
So we're talking serotonin,
yes,
releases creativity and helps you think and act fast. Then we're talking endorphins, right? And endorphins are those hormones that make you feel happy. Even in an environment where things are not working for you, even in an environment that produces provocative situations, right? With endorphin in your system, in your biology, you are happy.
Exactly.
You are happy.
And happiness is key.
And happiness is key to productivity. So two things that are key to productivity is serotonin and endorphins. Serotonin helps you think fast. It helps you, become creative, and endorphins help you feel happy. What else? The third thing.
The third thing is during sex, there are hormones released in the body that heals the body. People say, I'm so stressed, I'm tired, work stress here and there. If you have a wife or you have a husband at home, when you get home, don't say you have headache, have sex.
Wow.
It reduces the stress. Your body is healed. During the day, you've worked yourself up. Now go home and have good sex. The next day, you're going to have a powerful time at work.
Wow, so sex is one of the secrets of war against stress.
An antidepressant.
It's an antidepressant.
But with married couples anyway.
Most definitely. So I'm coming up with a book very, very soon. A pocket book on war against stress. And sex, I call it sexercise, is one of the tips and one of the secrets of how you can fight your war against stress. Now, Remi, we've talked about those three things. What else do you want to touch on productivity? What tips do you want to give the listeners out there? How, if you say, look, if you are able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things, you become productive. What will be the 10th thing?
I have something called the 4Ks productivity methodology. It's called Remi Dairo 4K productivity methodology. Number 1K is know yourself. You cannot be productive if you don't know who you are. Your level of productivity is in alliance with the knowledge of yourself. What do I produce if I don't even know where I am?
Wow.
So discovery of self is the first key to productivity.
No wonder Socrates, they asked him, what are the three most important things in the world? And Socrates says, 1, know thyself. 2, know thyself. 3, know thyself. And they asked Socrates, why the same answer 3 times? And Socrates says that if you do not know yourself, you can never become yourself. And if you can never become yourself, how can you become productive?
How can you become productive? Number 2 is know what you want. Many people even know who they are, but they don't even know what they want.
Wow.
They are in the midst of so many options. I want to be engineer, I want to be doctor, I want to be this, I want to be computer engineer. And then they do everything, and when they find one business, they rush in there. They find that business, they rush in there. So knowing what you want gives you direction. Because if you don't have direction, your productivity will be scattered. In fact, it will be less productive. Anything you do, it will not be in line with your capacity because you don't even know what you want.
Wow. So you've got to know what you want. But I know a lot of people focus on what they don't want. And that in itself, derails them, distracts them, and sets them off on a tangent that is less productive. So it's not about what you don't want, ladies and gentlemen. It's about what you want. So Remi Dairo says, know yourself. The second thing is know what you want. What's the third thing?
Third thing is know what it takes. Many people also know what they want, but they don't know what it takes. Because getting anything you want have process, has a lot of price to pay. So the question, I want to become a studio expert. What does it take? I want to become the president of this nation next 20, 30 years. What does it take?
Wow, you know what? Coincidentally, somebody sent me a message asking how he can become a super producer.
So know
and you just went to studio expert.
Know what it takes. So at that point, you need to do 3 things: the inner work, the outer work, and then the working edge.
What is the working edge? What is the outer work? What is the inner work?
You thought of some of these things. You just repackaged it.
Well, the listeners want to know inner, outer, and the edge.
The inner work is, what do you want? When you know what you want, you go in there and create a picture of where you are going to. So the inner work is visualization, meditation, and then creating that picture within. Because there's no picture within, there's no picture without.
They say that you know, visualization is critical to actualization. So you've got to see it, but not see where you are. You've got to see where you want to be, and you've got to own it. You've got to date it. So what else?
Okay, then there's something called the outer work, which is the hard work. Then you are now working towards the picture that you saw. You begin to walk and walk and walk and work it out, and then you move to the working edge. Working edge is the packaging, is the excellence in another. Let me just go to the third one. We've said knowing what you want, knowing what to do, and then knowing what to take. The last one is now knowing what to do. So knowing what to do is a peak of this 4K productivity methodology, because you must know what to do. And knowing what to do, now to work and work it out again, you have to evaluate and reevaluate, and you have to commit yourself to constant, unending, improvement. When you do this, in this circle, you can always come back again and again and perform and be more productive.
So the key is never become complacent.
Exactly.
When you become productive, go back again and do it. And try and ask yourself, evaluate, review it, and what can I do better? Because you can always be better. You can always beat your last record. Wow. So today it's been phenomenal. Now we're going to continue this on social media at Lanre Olusola, at OLCACAD. Follow Remi Dairo on
at Remi_Dairo.
At Remi_Dairo, and follow Chris Drazer on
at Chris D Razor. Yeah, that's a D, like D, ABCD, Chris D Razor. Very simple.
And this is Be All You Can Be with the Catalyst. We're about to sign off today, but we're going to continue this all week on social media. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Lanre Olusola. Follow me on Facebook, Lanre Olusola. And if you want to get a call from me every morning to be inspired, to be productive, to be motivated, just text Lanre Olusola. But you must have an Airtel phone. Text Lanre Olusola to 2656, 2656. And if you want tips on productivity, just text productivity, text success to 33121 on any network. It's Be All You Can Be, and unfortunately we gotta go now.